how to add value when you don't have a skill. See, a lot of people are like, well, I don't know where I can be helpful. I don't have a thing like sales or marketing that can help somebody get a result really quick, right? I'm not that organized. I'm not good at project management. I'm not that outgoing. I just don't have that skill. Here's the thing that I underestimated for years, and it's the idea of bringing people together. That alone adds a ton of value for people. Back when I was in my early 20s, I read this incredible book by a guy named Keith Ferrazzi called Never Eat Alone. And in this book, he argues that one of the best ways to build relationships, deep, meaningful connections with people, is to break bread with them. And I was thinking to myself, there's no way that any person that's in business is going to take time out of their day to come eat a meal with me if there's no way for me to add value. Now, this is the trick, is what Keith suggested is also invite other people that person should get to know. And here's why that's a beautiful strategy, is just by bringing them together, you become valuable to that person. You know, I taught this to my friend Scott Olford back when he was a teenager. If you don't know who Scott is, he's a very successful online entrepreneur. And I met him when he lived in Newfoundland, Canada, this island on the Atlantic coast of Canada. And he was a young teenager, and I invited him to a founder's lunch that I hosted while I was speaking at this event. And he was so taken back by the fact that, you know, he reached out to me for advice. I invited him to this lunch. I invited these other entrepreneurs. He met these other speakers, and he was just like, wow, that's really interesting. Do you always do this? And I'm like, yeah, it's something I've been doing for a long time. I read this book. I told him about it. And Scott took that to another level. He literally went to New York City, organized a ton of dinners, went to Toronto, organized a ton of dinners, and he built his network.